everyone. Good to have you here. I don't know if you all just came from your newsrooms and if you happen to see what I just happened to see, but I watched the most absurd, frankly obscene address I've ever seen a president give to the American people. What I saw was somebody who's trying to divide this country. I'm not sure what's wrong with Joe Biden. I know that he may have problems that we don't know about. But what I saw with him was somebody who carries in his heart a great deal of disdain for a whole lot of really good American people. More than half of this country voted for President Donald Trump, and this country loves the America First agenda. The America First agenda is about putting America first. The America First agenda is about finding solutions to the problems that we've had for many, many years. And we saw that with President Trump when he came into office as an outsider. Even though he was facing a lot of grief from the swamp, as they call it, he worked hard, diligently every day to try to put forth policies that helped us with some of the problems that we've been dealing with for a long time. And he had to do that while he was taking incoming from a lot of people who were trying to tear him down. Washington, D.C. never wants an outsider, because it ruins their political agenda when somebody comes in from the outside. And we're seeing this all over right now. We're seeing this all over this great country. People, moms and dads, like the people you see behind me. Hi, guys. Real American people are stepping up, and they don't like the political leadership they've been given. They don't like what's happening with Joe Biden in office. They don't like the economy he's delivered. He has made it impossible to thrive in this economy. And so what's happening is we're seeing American citizens, moms and dads, citizens stepping forward and running for office. And Joe Biden is threatened by that. And people like Katie Hobbs, people who are career politicians, are threatened by real individuals who are stepping forward, getting off the sidelines, getting in the game, and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to run and I'm going to help my fellow countrymen. And that's what we're seeing with the America First movement. I am a proud member of the America First movement. I see our problems as problems that can be solved when we put our people first. And the Republican Party is now the party of we the people. So, you know, one of the things that Biden said that was really upsetting was this push about violence. The America First movement is not about violence. It's about bringing this country together and putting our country first. He's projecting that. He's projecting that because he's worried. What he sees out there, when he sees moms and dads, regular people stepping up and running for office, he sees that as an existential threat to his political career. And frankly, Joe Biden has been in office about 50 years too long. It's time for Joe Biden to retire. But don't worry, because in 2022 in November, just a couple of months from now, we the people will be retiring a lot of these corrupt career politicians. We the people will vote, and we will retire them with our vote. And then in 2024, we the people will step forward once again and retire Joe Biden from political office. Joe Biden is the head of a corrupt family. We've seen that with the Hunter Biden laptop. He is now using our government as if it's his own government. He's turning that government on people, and he's trying to take out his political opponents. It's despicable what he's doing. He does not own the government. Joe, we own the government. We the people own the government, and we are your boss, and we've had enough. We want to start seeing you work hard to bring us an economy that we can thrive in and live in. We want to be able to afford school clothing for our children. We want to be able to afford gas in our cars. We want to be able to put food on the table. And you've taken a great economy and you've turned it and twisted it and thrown us into the ditch, and we're tired of it. We want a secure border, and that's why we have such a movement here in Arizona. Hi there, cutie. Can you hear this little guy? This is why we're doing this. This is why moms and dads are stepping forward and getting involved in politics. Many for the first time in their lives, because we want solutions to our problems, and we have them. The America First solutions are putting Americans first, and we're going to do that here in Arizona. I'm running against a career politician. I'm running against a politician who wants to divide this state. I'm running against a politician named Katie Hobbs, who is a twice convicted racist, who we the people are paying her settlement for because she did not want to pay women and people of color what they were worth in the workforce. And because of her discriminatory practices, we the people are now paying for that. And I don't believe for one second that Arizonans will vote for a racist like Katie Hobbs and put her in the governor's office. But we will continue to step forward, and we're going to fight for policies that work. We're going to make sure that we secure our border and we stop these cartels from bringing fentanyl in and poisoning our young people. And we know we can't get help from Joe Biden on these. My opponent, Hobbs, wants to just throw everything back to the federal government. We want to take back control here at the state level, and we plan to do that. So from our border to the drugs that are pouring in, it's really obscene what President Joe Biden has done to this country. And he's worried because his ratings and his polls are in the tank. Nobody likes him, not even the Democrats like him anymore. And so what I saw tonight was a panic on Joe Biden's part. I think it's well past his bedtime, and he probably needs to get to bed. I want to say one more thing about Make America First. Make America First is not about one man. Make America Great Again is not about one man. This movement is about one nation. This movement is about one people. And we're going to start putting this country and the people of this country first. And that's what Joe Biden doesn't understand, because he's never been doing that. He's never done that in his career. And that's why he will be voted out of office in 2024. I'm happy to take any questions.
Ms. Flake, do you agree with President Trump when he said that January 6th defendants should be given pardons and an apology from the federal government?
You know, I think what happened on January 6th, we're still trying to sort through all of that. And we have 14,000 hours of crystal clear footage that Nancy Pelosi, for some reason, is holding and won't release. If we were to have that footage right now, we could figure out exactly what happened, and we could find out truly if these people are innocent. I believe many of them may be innocent. And I believe there might be some guilty people out there who have not been charged yet. So I would really like the government to hand over that footage that we, the people, own. Nancy Pelosi doesn't own that. That's not her private home video. That's our video. We want to see it. We want to get to the bottom of it. And for once and for all, put that story to rest. Let the people who are innocent go free if they are innocent, and make sure we lock up those who were the real instigators.
Kari,
Jordan.
So first off, I want to commend you for coming out in front of hostile, pro-Biden, pro-Katie Hobbs media. You know, this is something that Katie Hobbs would never do, is come speak to
Yeah,
media.
where is Katie Hobbs, by the way?
Where is
Has
Katie
anybody been
Hobbs?
able to track her down? And has anybody tried to track her down in the media?
So she won't speak to media that won't carry water for her. What does that tell you about her campaign?
She's afraid. She doesn't have good policy. Her policy on the border, I've been down to the border too many times to count. Her policy on the border is basically to hand it over to Joe Biden. That's what got us in trouble on the border. We had a great border policy under President Donald J. Trump. On day one, Joe Biden pulled that back and exposed us to a criminal element. We've had nearly 5 million people pour across the border. Those people will end up taking jobs from middle class and working class Americans. Joe Biden and Katie Hobbs want to destroy the working class people in America. They want to destroy the middle class. And we're not going to let it happen. They're okay with the cartels running the show at the border. It's despicable. These cartels are pumping in record amounts of drugs, and nobody asks her tough questions about that. I talk to people every day on the campaign trail, many, many moms and dads who've lost loved ones. They've lost sons and daughters to fentanyl poisoning. And we're just going to stop that. We're taking it into our own hands, and we're going to stop that on the border. It's disappointing that the media is obviously, it almost seems sometimes like they're working for Katie Hobbs. And the way they handle me versus the way they handle her. But I'm okay with it. I'm tough, and we need a strong fighter. She's unwilling to debate. That should tell you everything about how she feels about her policies. She's afraid to step on that debate stage, because when people see us side by side and they see that I have solutions to the real problems we have, including problems like our homeless crisis on the streets, we're going to restore quality of life for the hardworking, tax-paying citizens of Arizona and help people who are homeless. We're going to make sure our children are getting a proper education, including getting vocational and career training right in high school so they can get out and get a decent job. We're doing things that have never been done before, and we're going to reform our government, and she doesn't have a plan. And not to mention, she's racist, she's a convicted racist, and she's practiced discriminatory hiring practices, and we will not allow someone like that in the governor's office.
Do you
sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, you said you feel like Joe Biden is dividing the country, but do you feel like Donald Trump is doing the same by falsely telling people that he won that election when he lost it?
How does that divide the country? Questioning an election where there are obviously problems is dividing the country? Since when can we not ask questions about our elections? As a journalist for many years, I was a journalist after 2016, and I distinctly remember many people just like you asking a lot of questions about the 2016 election results. And nobody tried to shut you up. Nobody tried to tell Hillary Clinton to shut up. Nobody tried to tell Kamala Harris when she was questioning the legitimacy of these electronic voting machines to stop. We have freedom of speech in this country, and you of all people should appreciate that. You're supposedly a journalist. You should appreciate that. So I don't see how asking questions about an election where there are many problems is dividing a country. What I do see dividing a country is shutting people down, censoring people, canceling people, trying to destroy people's lives when they do ask questions. Last I heard, we still have the Constitution. It's hanging by a thread, thanks to some of the work some people in this area have done. But we're going to save that Constitution, and we're going to bring back freedom of speech. And maybe someday you'll thank us for that.
Kari, what questions are you asking about the election?
Did you have a question,
though?
sir?
Like you keep saying that it's
I'm
been
not answering
stolen.
you. Did you have a question, sir?
Why won't you answer my question?
Did you have a question, sir? Or not? If you don't have one,
I do, but I'm interested in the answer to
I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in taking her question.
Are you afraid to answer the Republic's questions, Kari?
This like the big focus of President Biden's speech was political extremism, primarily on the right. Generally speaking, how do you personally define what political extremism is?
You know what? I think that he is trying to push for violence, to be honest. Really saddened me to listen to him talk about violence. I don't see Make America Great. I don't see America First Patriots as being violent people. And I think he's so worried about losing power because the people have woken up. These are not violent people behind me. These are our supporters. These are people who love this country. They want safe streets. They don't want violence on the streets. He's projecting. And I think that's extreme, to be honest.
And then a follow-up to that, what are certain steps that you think the president could take?
A little bit louder, I'm sorry.
What are steps that you think the president could take to unite the country right now before the midterms or if after?
You know, if I were him, I would bring people together and say, I know we're a divided country. And this is what my message is. We are divided right now. But trying to continue to point fingers at people who didn't vote for him and point fingers at people who have legitimate questions and concerns and demonize them is not how you bring people together. And I really want to start bringing people together. It might be hard to bring the entire country together, but I want to start here in Arizona. And I think we are bringing people together.
Yeah.
I mean, we are. And one of the things that I want to say is one of the things I got criticized for, they said that I had at one point been a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're an independent or if you're a Republican. This is not about politics. It's about solving the problems that we have so that we can all live a happy life, that our children can be raised in a safe country and in a safe state, that our moms and dads can find work out there that actually pays enough to put food on the table. So I'm all about bringing people together. And I am bound and determined to do that.
Okay, if you win, will you submit in 2024 to certifying the results of the election if there are no official election challenges that are successful?
I will certify the 2024 election if I win, yes. There you go.
Kari, I wanted to go back to the division of our country right now. So just recently, Joe Biden threatened patriotic Americans with F-15, saying you're going to need a whole lot more to take on the government. What do you think that does to the American people?
He's trying to rile people up. And he's pushing and trying to push buttons and trying to cause trouble. And we're not going to fall for that. We are going to make sure that we go out and vote. We're going to vote, and we are going to make sure that we vote out these career politicians who are corrupt. That's how we're going to solve our problems. And then we're going to get people in office who actually want to do good by the people, do right by the people, solve our problems, and that's how we're going to deal with it. When I'm governor of Arizona, I'm not going to worry about everything Joe Biden says. I'm going to just get to work, get busy solving our problems here in Arizona.
And follow up, everyone here, they're basically pointing the finger at conservatives, calling us violent political extremists. What do you think of the recent Roe v. Wade decision where leftists stormed our Arizona Capitol with lawmakers inside, and just all across the country, the riots, the showing up at justices' homes? What do you think of that?
Great point. I mean, the summer of love. That wasn't America First, folks. America First folks were sitting at home watching that violence as our streets were being destroyed, our businesses were being destroyed, our communities were burning down. The media was calling it peaceful protesting. And we were sitting at home horrified by what we were seeing. And they didn't call any of that out. They didn't call any of that out. Instead, they attacked the police and said the police were bad and we should defund the police. These people are onto it. These people are onto the fact that our local paper is a rag for the Democrat Party, that our local paper is hell-bent on running attack pieces on an American citizen in Arizona who wants to stand up and do right. And they're tired of it. That's why they don't even line the birdcage with it anymore. It's that bad. And they're onto it. And I think you guys really should wake up to what these people are interested in, to what these people want, which is a safe community, a community where their kids can thrive, a community where the economy is doing well, they can afford gas. And I think if you guys wake up to the fact that you are preaching to just yourselves and maybe a couple of political folks that are on the left, your viewership will go up, your readership will go up, and your hearts might grow a little bit. And you might feel like better people. So I hope that you'll wake up because the people are getting tired of what the propagandists are feeding them. Any other questions?
If you lose to Katie Hobbs, will you concede?
I'm not going to lose to Katie Hobbs. Any other questions? I think we're good. Thank you, everybody. I just want everyone to know that America First, Arizona First is about bringing people together and solving the problems that we've had for a long time. And we are going to see our best days ahead. I believe that with my whole heart. How about you guys? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Even if Katie Hobbs doesn't.
Hi. How are you? Were you back there the whole time?